Imagine waking up to learn that your morning coffee is illegal. Not expensive, not restricted, illegal. In 1511, in the holy city of Mecca, officials tried to stop people from selling and drinking coffee. The reason was not simply the drink itself. Authorities were worried about what happened when people gathered around it. Coffee had traveled north from Yemen, where by the 15th century it had become closely connected with Sufi religious life. Worshippers used the drink to remain awake during long nighttime devotions. From Yemen, it reached Mecca and Cairo, and by the early 16th century it was no longer only a religious aid. It had become a social drink. People met, talked, exchanged news, and stayed awake deep into the night. That new social habit created suspicion. On June 20, 1511, Khair Beg, a Mamluk official responsible for public order in Mecca, became involved in a dispute over coffee. A council of jurists and physicians debated whether the drink was harmful or forbidden. The final ruling declared coffee prohibited, and Khair Beg announced that its sale and consumption, in public or private, were not allowed. But the ban did not last. A later decision from Cairo criticized some of the gatherings associated with coffee, yet it did not forbid the drink itself. People who had continued drinking it quietly returned to doing so openly. One of history's earliest detailed attempts to outlaw coffee had failed. Coffee kept moving. By the middle of the 15th century, it had reached Istanbul, capital of the Ottoman Empire. Coffee houses became places where customers could drink, play games, hear stories, exchange information, and discuss public affairs. This made them exciting places to ordinary people, but uncomfortable places for rulers. In the 17th century, Sultan Murad IV banned coffee and coffee houses as part of a wider campaign to control urban nightlife and public gatherings. The same fear appeared far from Istanbul. In England, coffee houses grew rapidly after the middle of the 1600s. Merchants, writers, scholars, and political observers met there to hear news and argue about events. In December 1675, King Charles II issued a proclamation ordering coffee houses to be suppressed. The official complaint was that they encouraged false reports and criticism of the government. Yet the order caused such resistance that it was withdrawn before the planned closure took effect in January 1676. Then came Sweden, where the argument was different. Coffee had become fashionable, but authorities worried about luxury imports, spending, and supposed health effects. Sweden prohibited coffee repeatedly. A modern historical study identifies 5 separate periods of prohibition between 1756 and 1823. Earlier regulations could even lead to coffee cups and dishes being confiscated. Still, people kept finding ways to drink it. Again and again, the pattern was the same. Coffee entered a city as a strange new drink. Then it became a habit. The habit created a meeting place. The meeting place created conversation, and conversation was difficult to control. That may be the most important part of coffee's hidden history. The drink was never powerful because of caffeine alone. It was powerful because it brought people together. A small cup could keep someone awake, but a crowded coffee house could keep ideas moving. Historical research on English coffee houses likewise shows how they became important centers for political discussion, news, business, and intellectual exchange. Today, coffee is so ordinary that its rebellious past is easy to miss. But centuries ago, ordering a cup could place you inside a debate about religion, health, trade, authority, and freedom of conversation. Rulers could close coffee houses, they could issue bans, they could confiscate equipment, but they could not easily erase the desire to meet, talk, and share ideas. The next time you hold a cup of coffee, remember that this everyday drink once worried judges, governors, sultans, and kings. Its history is not just the story of a bean. It is the story of what can happen when people gather around a table and begin to speak. If you enjoy stories like this, please follow for more hidden history and untold stories from around the world.